Welcome to thestockminer.com. I'm Brian Johnson, and we saw another move down today in the markets, but you can see the Dow managed to hold that 11,000 area. Pretty much every sector was down today, so the move was more or less broad-based. Big hit to conglomerates, but the financial industry still right in there with the rest of them. Still a lot of indecision within the markets as to where the financials are going to head to next. The foreign markets didn't do so well. The American markets, of course, following suit, down about a 0.5%, with the Nasdaq actually leading the way at about twice that, 1% down for the day. Very uncommon to see that into a holiday season, but until this, I think, until this indecision has left the markets, we're going to continue to see a little bit of a pullback. That's why I've kind of moved. I'm not saying that we've got a lot of December left, guys. A lot of time for the holiday bump to come, but the charts just are what they are. And right now, there is no bullish strength coming into the market as of right now. Now, the Dow held itself above the 11,000 mark. That is overall still good for the bulls themselves. But you can see now we have a definite close below the 50-day moving average, one of the marks we were watching coming into today. And while it tries to dive below that 11,000 mark, it's just not quite able to do it yet. But the more it kind of beats its head down here, I got to give more of the advantage to the bears. So any further move to the downside, you got to be watching the 10,900 mark, and then below that down into 10,700. Still waiting for these major lines to be broke. This of most notable today, the Nasdaq finally getting down and below this little blue line we had been watching. A huge move too, based on the fact that it held beautifully yesterday. And then today, where does it gap? Right to just below that blue line. Obviously a contention of support for the bears, so how do they beat it? They just gap below it, and it held on not one but a couple of tries by the bulls. So here we ended up with a big sideways conglomeration type of a move today within the markets. Not so good for the intraday traders. There were some pretty good trades intraday if you were playing some of the other indices, but from the Nasdaq side, it really didn't move anywhere. There didn't seem to be a lot of bullish action coming into it. Hence, now we are still watching this 2090-ish area down here, which is the 50-day on the Nasdaq. From a weekly point, you can see about 2 days into this now, we are still kind of sliding our way down, but no major panic yet. Like I said, 2060, the more major level to hold if and when it gets down into that area. Here's the SPX, and it held and did very nicely with this 1170 area. Little break again this morning below that 1175. Quickly got its way back up, worked its way up, and then a big move down at the end of the day. Overall, still trapped. We're just still trapped. If we move on to the daily, it's pretty simple to see that we are continuing to hold between the 20-day and the 50-day. I still like 1170. I still like 1200. Going to have to take something maybe a little bit more major to see this push. Maybe it's the Fed pump. Maybe it's just really good news for whatever reason. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. But I think this is coming to a finale here. We're going to see a move one way or the other within the next couple days. Maybe, let's just say by the end of the week, I expect to see a more major move within the markets and a break of this consolidation that we've been waiting on. From a weekly, it is below the 200, but the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks have held very nicely above that 200. Still got a lot of time left before we reach the end of the week. And look what we got today. Our first close above the 2350 area in the VIX. Okay, now, do I change my sentiment? Yeah, ever so slightly. I got to give a little bit more advantage to the bears here. Been waiting for this close above this area, and we finally got it today. Will there be follow through tomorrow? That is always the next question I ask myself in my trading. So tomorrow is a big day for the markets. Can and will it hold this area, the VIX that is, by the time we close tomorrow's trading? From a weekly, you can see as well, above a lot of the moving averages. 200 on the daily, 50 on the weekly. Of course, the weekly candle has not closed, so lots of time for recovery here. But as it is right now, above the 50-week moving average. That 2350 area, big area. The Bears or the Bulls are going to want to push that thing downwards. I know it sounds odd to say bulls and down at the same time, but the Bulls want to push the market up, which will push the VIX down. So the Bulls are going to want to make a move by the end of the week to get that VIX back below these areas and kind of save a little bit of the more aggressive sentiment that seems to be creeping back into the markets. Apple also breaking this blue line here. So, not a good day at all for the techs, and it was obviously shown by the NDX and shown here by Apple. Watch carefully that 310 area. That'll be a big area for Apple to hold, both on a daily and on a 60-minute. You can see a close below 312, which is the 20-day moving average, and any moves further below that 310 area could give us another close below the 20-day, which is not what the bears are looking for. So cautious trading here within Apple. We've seen the move up, very gradual move up. 320 was my bigger area. Doesn't look so good for it right now. Let's see, like I said, give it a day or so to kind of gather its thoughts. Watch closely tomorrow. Really watch the let's call it 308 to 310 area on Apple coming into tomorrow. Weekly, let's wait till the end of the week, but you can see still no major move, even though we've seen quite a, a $4, $5, $6 move within Apple this week. Not hardly a blip on the radar from a weekly time scale. FAS, no trading to be done, a gap down, little run up, only to come right back down to where it was. No breaks over the more major levels that we've been watching, that is 22 and 21. Same thing on FAZ, a gap up with a move back down, only to come right back up, but no major moves above 12.80 and or $12 or $13 and $12 for the more conservative. So no trading to be done here. This is coiling, guys. Something big's going to happen. I don't know if it's up, I don't know if it's down. Wait for the breaks, then make your move. I really believe we'll see something within the financial sometime this week. That's what we need to be watching closely. All right. See you again tomorrow night. Careful trading. Bye.